Good evening. We start here tonight. Sanlam has concluded the acquisition of a black-owned investment firm, Afrocentric Group, which owns, among others, the Medscheme medical scheme administration business. The conclusion of the transaction has resulted in Sanlam acquiring a 60% shareholding in the business. I caught up with the Afrocentric CEO Ahmed Banderker about how this transaction adds a strong healthcare capability to Sanlam's existing suite of financial products.
Exciting times for us. I mean, it's been taken a while for us to get here, with the processes that one needs to go through to conclude a transaction like this. So the end result is that Afrocentric still remains a listed company, with Sanlam owning 60% of our listed issued share capital. The remaining 40% is still publicly held, and we will continue on that basis for the foreseeable future. In many respects, as you know, Sanlam also owns Santam as well, which is, I think, also north of 60%. So we will operate very much in a similar fashion. Our business now becomes also obviously part of the Sanlam stable. And what's exciting for us is that this completes the offering that Sanlam can offer to both retail and corporate clients that they have, by including health in their offering. We have access to all of the products and distribution services that Sanlam offers as well. So quite excited that what this relationship can yield in once we come together and leverage off each other's synergies.
How has that relationship been since the beginning of 2015?
Yeah, so at the beginning of 2015, Xolani, Sanlam owned a 28.7% stake in the subsidiary level, just below the listco level. This transaction personally converts that to all shares at 60% at the listed company level. So it's consolidated at shareholding at that level. But yes, the relationship, especially over the last 2 years, we've seen a lot of collaboration with Sanlam. We've seen Sanlam create a health distribution force, particularly in their corporate solutions business. We've seen us getting together through various project streams to look at how we can integrate the offering as well. And there's quite some exciting initiatives that's in the pipeline that at some point in time we can share more details on. But this goes back to the fundamentals of understanding healthcare, Xolani. Both parties recognize that there's still a shortfall in the South African market, only 8 million insured lives. Something needs to give, something needs to change systemically to be able to make healthcare more affordable, number one. Number two, there is the belief, obviously, that there's an opportunity still within universal healthcare to work with government and achieve its objectives as well. So, and then, from a growth perspective, a lot of our medical aid clients are also wanting to see more offerings to them. What this means is that we can now offer them gap cover, we can offer them funeral cover, we can offer them life insurance to the extent that they may want it, obviously through the medical schemes that we work with. Sanlam, in turn, can take all our healthcare offerings into the corporate client base as well, especially on the EB side.
This particular collaboration now and this acquisition, it does mean that Medscheme medical administration business, we could be seeing some changes there, perhaps in terms of a wider pool or a different set of offerings from the medical scheme side of Afrocentric?
Yeah, so Xolani, the way we're approaching the thinking is that at the end of the day, what we're doing is looking after somebody's health, and that is through their life stages, right? All the way from the time that they are born until the time that they are sick and frail, and we're there to look after them. And if one thinks about the ecosystem of life insurance, in many respects, the same relationship exists, that there's a promise of looking after their life up until the point in time that they need them as well. So if one just thinks about the symbiotic relationship that can be achieved of the role that we play in managing somebody's health and life, then there's a lot more value to be added to our schemes and to our clients as well. And you're right, Sanlam is a large giant on the African continent, in fact, as well. In South Africa, we look after 3.8 million lives, and we're hoping to grow that quite substantially through this partnership with Sanlam as well.
How would you describe how the market has actually received this particular news of the acquisition?
The market's been extremely well. So I think if we look back at the conversations that we've had when it went public first about Sanlam's interest, I think that there was a lot of excitement. I think a lot of the institutional investors that held shares in us prior to the announcements kept on asking us whether Sanlam's going to become deeper involved in it. And so what we're now seeing is the culmination of that. So it's been well received into the market in regards to what it is that we can achieve together.